Imagine a place so powerful in knowledge that kings, monks, and scholars traveled thousands of miles just to learn. A place where ideas about the universe, medicine, and logic were debated and refined like nowhere else. This was Nalanda, the ancient university that shaped some of the greatest minds in history. But what made Nalanda more than just a library or a school? The answer lies in its scholars, the thinkers who didn't just absorb knowledge, they created it. And what they left behind still echoes in science and philosophy today. But to understand how they did it, we need to look at who they were and the ideas they forged in this incredible place. Nalanda wasn't just any old school. Founded sometime in the 5th century CE in what's now Bihar, India, it became a sprawling complex of lecture halls, temples, dormitories, and libraries, holding hundreds of thousands of manuscripts. Its doors were open to anyone hungry for knowledge, regardless of where they came from. Chinese traveler Xuanzang, who visited Nalanda in the 7th century, described it as a city of wisdom with thousands of monks dedicated to study and teaching. This was more than a university. It was a knowledge hub that attracted students from China, Tibet, Korea, and beyond. But what exactly were they studying, and who were the minds behind the breakthroughs that shaped entire fields? Before we get into the brilliant minds behind Nalanda, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I just started this channel, and I plan on making videos that explore the essence of existence. So if that sounds interesting to you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. With that said, let's get to know the brilliant scholars of Nalanda. One of the brightest stars to pass through Nalanda's halls was Aryabhata. Born in the late 5th century, Aryabhata is often credited with revolutionizing mathematics and astronomy. His work introduced the concept of zero as a number and explored the Earth's rotation long before Copernicus. His treatise, the Aryabhata, laid foundations for trigonometry and algebra that influenced many Hindu scholars. At Nalanda, Aryabhata's teachings became a cornerstone, inspiring generations to view math not just as numbers, but as a way to unlock cosmic mysteries. And while Aryabhata's discoveries were groundbreaking, they were only one part of the Nalanda story. Other scholars pushed boundaries in philosophy and logic that still puzzle experts today. Enter Nagarjuna, often called the founder of the Madhyamaka school of Mahayana Buddhism. His writings questioned the nature of reality itself, proposing that things exist only in relation to other things, a radical idea that changed Buddhist thought forever. Nagarjuna's work wasn't just spiritual philosophy. It had ripple effects on logic, ethics, and even science. His dialectical methods shaped reasoning techniques used by later scholars across Asia. Nalanda became the place where Nagarjuna's ideas took root and spread, fueling a philosophical revolution that challenged the status quo and shaped debates about existence and knowledge. But Nalanda's thinkers didn't stop with philosophy. They also advanced critical thinking through logic and epistemology, key tools for scientific inquiry. Dharmakirti, a later Nalanda scholar, took philosophy a step further by developing a rigorous system of logic and epistemology, basically how we know what we know. His works questioned perception, inference, and testimony as valid sources of knowledge. This wasn't abstract musing. Dharmakirti's system influenced the scientific method centuries before it emerged in the West, emphasizing evidence and reasoning. His ideas traveled far, impacting scholars in Tibet and even medieval Europe through indirect channels. Nalanda's focus on logic helped shift intellectual culture from mere acceptance to questioning and testing, a key ingredient in scientific progress. Yet, Nalanda was also a center for the healing arts, blending science and spirituality in ways modern medicine still marvels at. Though not a Nalanda resident per se, the ancient medical knowledge of Sushruta and Ayurveda was preserved and taught by scholars there. Nalanda's vast libraries held detailed texts on surgery, herbal medicine, and anatomy, reflecting an advanced understanding of the human body. The university became a place where science and spirituality met, where monks studied not just scriptures, but also practical medicine to heal bodies and minds alike. This blend of knowledge made Nalanda not just a center for philosophy, but also a pioneering medical school influencing health practices across Asia. But how did such a knowledge giant suddenly disappear? The answer involves a story darker than most would expect. In the 12th century, Nalanda faced a brutal attack by the invading forces of Bakhtiyar Khilji that led to its destruction and the loss of countless manuscripts. Yet, the ideas nurtured at Nalanda didn't vanish. They traveled across Asia, through monks and manuscripts, helping to shape Tibetan Buddhism, influencing Southeast Asian cultures, and eventually feeding into global knowledge systems. Even today, modern scholars rediscover Nalanda's impact every time they trace the roots of astronomy, logic, or philosophy. Nalanda was more than just an ancient university. It was a beacon of intellectual curiosity, where some of humanity's greatest thinkers shaped ideas that still challenge and inspire us. From revolutionary mathematics to deep philosophical questions about reality, the scholars of Nalanda left a legacy that transcends time and borders. In a world racing forward, Nalanda reminds us that the pursuit of knowledge, rooted in questioning, reason, and openness, has always been humanity's greatest adventure. Thanks for watching and see you next time.